Guys, One Piece chapter 1169 is out and it's crazy, bro. Like, we continue from exactly where we left off in the last chapter, and we finally find out like what exactly happened on the day King Harald died. Like, why, like, what actually, how he died, and why, like, Loki actually like had to kill him. Like, it's insane, bro. Like, we're finally getting into the main part of the flashback, like the main reason why the entire flashback started. Like, after all the God Valley like peak stuff and the Shanks' backstory and Shanks and Mary's voice, bro. So many Roger, Rock, Scarp, like past stories. We're finally here. The moment we've all been waiting for to see, like what actually happened on the day like King Harold like passed away, and it's here, bro. It's insane, bro. Like, anyway, guys, the chapter starts off and it's a beautiful color spread, bro. Like, this is like one of the best color spread ever Oda has coached, bro. We see the Rocks pirates in they're all wearing black suits, and bro, this is insane, bro. Like, this is one of the most like beautiful artwork from Oda, bro. Like, we see all the Rocks pirates in black suits, and we also see like Rocks has a tiger, like it's insane as a pet, bro. Like, this color spread, bro, it's one for the ages, bro. Like, I might frame it on my wall, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, guys, let's go off to the chapter. The title of the chapter is My Death Cannot Come Soon Enough. The chapter starts off 14 years ago, the sun world Elbaf, Gaban's house. So it's on the same day like when King Harald died, bro. We're continuing with exactly where the flashback started. Remember the flashback before the flashback, like at the beginning of the flashback, we saw like Gaban telling like Luffy and the others that Shanks was also on Elbaf during that day when King Harald died. So yeah, we are now exactly on that scene. We're continuing from that scene where we see that Shanks is like talking with Gaban in his house, and Shanks like finds out from Gaban that Roger has a son, and he's surprised. And like Gaban tells Shanks that Garp told Gaban that Roger has a son, and they're like really like surprised that Captain Roger has a son. So Shanks is like really ecstatic to find out that he has someone who he can call his little brother, like, because Shanks like sees Roger as his like own father, like, because as you know, Garling, he got separated from Garling at God Valley as a baby, and he was adopted by the Roger Pirates. So Shanks like views the Roger Pirates as his own father and own found family, So yeah, in a way, like, it's crazy like how Shanks and Ace like are actually like siblings, it's insane, bro. Like, just like Luffy Ace and Luffy Sabo, like it's like a found family, the main theme of One Piece, like the inherited family within the found family. And bro, this is like great to see. Like, now this begs a curious question, like, did Shanks go to Dawn Island to look for Ace, like, and give him the naked fruit? Like, does this actually confirm the long standing theory that Shanks actually went to like Goa Kingdom Fuchsia village to look for Ace and give him the Nika fruit, because Shanks probably like thought that maybe Roger's son was going to be the next Joy Boy, and who will find the One Piece. So bro, like, this is like this opens up a really like crazy amount of wormholes, bro. Like, and yeah, bro, like, I think this like slowly is like confirming like why Shanks actually went to like Fuchsia village, like, because it's insane, bro. Like, after getting the Nika fruit, like, Shanks went to Fuchsia village and he stayed there for a whole year, bro. Like, it's kinda sus, bro. Like, out of all the places in the world, like, a big shot pirate like Shanks, what was he doing in the East Blue during that specific time? So yeah, it's insane. But yeah, so that would mean that in a twist of fate, like, Luffy ate the Nika fruit and the fruit was actually meant for Ace, bro. Like, it's crazy to see how Oda is like still like hammering us into the head the idea that Ace was supposed to be the next Pirate King and the next inheritor of Roger's will, but like the destiny chose Luffy. So it's great to see these things, bro, because in this conversation, Gaban also confirms that Gaban and Shanks like continue with their conversation about like Ace, and we see that Gaban says that you and Buggy were always like our sons. Then Ace says that if Captain Rogers got a son, then he might be the next generation's king of the pirates. Then Gaban says a very important line here that like really hit me, that he says that, hey, it ain't hereditary position. Sometimes those with the greatest expectations placed on them fail to achieve their greatness. So bro, like, it's insane, bro. Gaban is actually like foreshadowing like what will happen to Ace in the future, like, because many people thought that Ace was the next Pirate King like Whitebeard and even Shanks, bro. Like, so yeah, bro, as it turns out that Gaban in a way might even be talking to Shanks, like talking about Shanks himself, like Shanks, like the Roger Pirates like really have high hopes of Shanks. And as we know, bro, like Shanks is in a way like guiding the prophecy, like bro, it's insane, bro. I love this conversation and the dialogue, and it's great to see how the bond between Shanks and Gaban, like Shanks like really saw that Roger Pirates as a true family. These last few chapters are really confirming that Shanks is actually like is like ending all the rat allegations against Shanks. Like people still think that Shanks will turn out to be evil, and maybe he's like still working as a double agent for the world government. But bro, like this chapter is, bro, like it's just confirming that Shanks, where like Shanks's true goals lie. Like it's all with the fulfilling Roger's will and like bringing the next Joy Boy, and as you know, it's so on and on. And then we cut away to the castle, and where we see that Loki has arrived into the castle after being called by King Harald, and we see outside the royal chamber, like the guards are confused, like what is going on inside the throne room. And we see King Harald like having an inner monologue with himself, and we see that a guard tried to like restrain him with the chains as King Harald ordered, but King Harald like against his own will he took down the guard, and he's like questioning himself like, why did I cut down the guard like that? It was like my body moved on its own, and was it to fulfill Imu's order to eliminate those who would stop me? And bro, like this is insane, bro. Like so Imu is completely like taking up Harald's like body control, like it's crazy, bro. Like now Harald, like his body is moving on his own, like he has no control over what he's doing right now. And he is having an inner monologue, and he's like questioning like all the choices he made in the past, like he's asking like, is it really the end? Like was it all for nothing? Like he worked so hard all these years like trying to like form a connection with the world government for the prosperity of Elbaf, and all of this like is fading away because and in the end like they never really meant to like help him out, and they were only using him. Like he's slowly finally having the realization, but bro, as we know, it's too late, bro. Like it's too he went too far, and there is like no coming back from this. And we see that he's having talking to himself that the only best solution right now for the people of Elbaf is that he has to die right now and someone has to stop his rampage before it goes on too long. And we see that Harald like ordering his guards to like come quickly kill me. And we see that even though Harald like wants to his guards to like end him, like he's still like his body is like moving on its own, like it's Imu is controlling him, and he's like killing all the guards who are charging towards him. And the guards are like surprised, like what are you doing, Majesty? And at that moment we see that Loki finally enters the room, and he sees the scene where all the guards are like piercing King Harald. Remember the scene in chapter 1152? We saw the scene where like Loki started the flashback with exactly this scene where he was shocked to see all the guards like piercing King Harald. And we also see Gerald is also with him, and they all arrive in a throne room, and King Harald is like having an inner monologue, and he can feel that his body is regenerating and recovering from the wounds the guards are inflicting on him. And he's like it confirms that he is like totally immortal right now, like, and he's like telling his guards to like run away before he starts like smashing them all into pieces, bro. Like it's insane, bro. Like, and Loki and Gerald are shocked to see all these events unfold. And again, then we cut away to Gaban's house, and where we see Shanks and Gaban talking with each other. And here Shanks is like explaining the Imu's all the 3 levels of Imu's abyss mark, and he says that Shanks tells Gaban that he and Harald had the lowest level of the abyss mark, which is the shallowest of the covenants, with the great one in Marijua. He says that with the shallow covenant, we cannot resist as long as we're within that freak's range. It's insane. What an odd power. So bro, like this means that like even now like Imu like most likely can control Shanks, like, but I don't know, like if like after losing the mark, we know that Shanks lost his left arm and the mark was on his left arm. So like does this mean that like Shanks lost his like mark on purpose to like get rid of Imu's control, or does this mark like is just like a symbol, or and the pact is more with the soul, like maybe this, if it's actually like the pact, the emu pact is with the soul, then this means that like even now, like if Shanks is like is in emu's close range, then maybe emu can still control Shanks now. It's insane, bro. Like just imagine the scene when like Luffy, emu, Shanks are all in the same place, and emu controls Shanks, and then like we have like Luffy and Shanks, and Luffy's like forced to fight his idol, bro, Shanks. It's insane, bro, just imagining it, bro. Yeah, so that could be a possibility, like because bro, just imagine, bro, like I think this is being set up for a reason here, because it feels like uh emu can still control Shanks, like if they're within range, like they're close by. And we see that Shanks reveals that he and Harold like actually met each other when he was on a holy night. He was still at the holy night, and we see that Shanks revealed to Harold that he is actually like from the Red Hair Pirates, and Harold like acknowledged him. Like Harold actually like finally remembered that he's actually from the Red Hair Pirates, and it seems like Harold they actually like met him and saw him somewhere in the newspaper. So it's insane, bro. Like it's crazy to see all this revelation, but I wonder why Shanks didn't actually tell Harold uh, about the mark, and why he shouldn't join the second level. The second level is where you get the emu gets the complete control over you, and you actually like get to become a proper holy knight. And I don't understand why Shanks didn't warn King Harald there, because maybe other holy knights were like around them, maybe that's why, or maybe like he still thought that emu could listen to him, and maybe that's why he came to Elbaf, far away from the Marijua where emu is, to have a like a safe like space to like have conversation with Harold, to like tell him about the emu's abyss mark. And we see that Shanks and Gaban are still like talking with each other about emu's abyss mark, and Shanks is explaining all the levels, and we also see Ripley and Colon behind Shanks and Gaban like taking over their conversation. And we see Shanks saying that through the Covenant, the Holy Knights of God gain superhuman strength and an undying body, as well as the ability to generate an abyss, a means of traveling long distances. But in exchange, no matter where you are, you cannot defy the orders of the Great One, whose voice will reach you at any range. So it's crazy. So this confirms that the emu can basically control all the Holy Knights who have the second level of the abyss mark, and it's insane, bro. Like it's crazy, bro. Like so, yeah, all the Holy Knights basically can be controlled by emu, and we see Shanks explaining that. So if he agrees to the Covenant, Harold will be forced to do what those people say, and knowing how greedy they are, I can't imagine they would keep their word and give him what they promised. And Gaban is like he's like very focused on him. He's clearly like listening to what Shanks is saying. And Shanks like he came to Elbaf at that time to like stop like King Harald from taking the from like accepting emu's like second level mark, for abyss mark. But as we know, bro, it's too late. At that very moment, like Shanks and Gaban feel a massive surge of black lightning conqueror's haki coming out of the Orust castle, and they're like shocked, like what is it? And bro, like that is too late, bro. Now I wonder, bro, like if Shanks actually came to Elbaf to warn King Harald, like why the hell was Shanks like taking too long, bro? Like he was having a bath with Gaban, and they were having a chill time at Gaban's house. Like if Shanks actually had the priority, he should have gone straight to Orust Castle first and foremost, bro. But it is what it is, bro. Like Shanks is always like too late, bro. He's chilling around, bro, and these are like costing him, bro. Like anyways, he's my goat, bro. Like no like no diss to Shanks, bro. Like he's my goat, bro. And we cut back to the Orust Castle, and we see Loki and King Harald having their clash, and bro, this is insane, bro. Like Loki is like equally clashing with an emu amped King Harald, and Loki is like shocked, like where is all this strength coming from? And we see Jarul also like joining the battle against to stop Harald, and we see everyone telling Harald like come back to your senses, and all the royal guards outside the chamber are thinking that Loki is like causing all the ruckus, and Loki is like causing the big like commotion inside the throne room, and they're like all running towards the throne room to like stop Loki. And we see like Loki and Jarul like manage to somehow pin Harald on the floor, and Harold is like still like has like bit of like control over his own mind, and he is like with his last bit of like consciousness, he tells like Jarul that he made a great mistake and that he will soon lose his mind, and he tells Loki to do exactly what he says, and he tells that uh, there is the only way to stop him is to like eat the legendary devil fruit from the Elbaf, the legendary devil fruit of Elbaf, where otherwise there is no other choice to stop him, and that he has killed all his own guards. He has killed so many of the guards, and that he joined the world government and did all their dirty bidding, and that's why like he has to die. And he's telling all this to Loki and Jarul as they have like managed to pin him down, and Harold is like explaining that they lied to him, the world government lied to him and used him for their own benefit, and they tried to like take over Elbaf and use him as slaves in battle. And Loki is like shocked, like what, they tricked you? They had, and Harold like says that they had no intention of, or they had never had any intention of honoring his request, and they were only like using him for their own like selfish goals. And like Harold is like, it's sad to see like Harold go out like this, bro. Like even though he made some really stupid decisions and dumb but like choices, bro, like still, bro, you got to feel for Harold, man. Like he only wanted the betterment of all the giants and Elbaf as a whole. You know, like he wanted Elbaf to form a connection with with the entire world and have allies and be prosper and like have a good, better living standard, you know, for Elbaf. And we see that Harold like finally telling that to Chief Gerald to feed Loki the legendary treasure of Elbaf, the devil fruit, and that and Gerald is shocked, like with the power of God, I will be unstoppable. Elbaf being enslaved with the government is the very antithesis of my dream. That makes me the worst king in the history of Elbaf. So like King Harald is like continuing with his like regret and why like he tried so hard, but in the end it doesn't even matter because the world government never even planned to like give him the give Elbaf the chance to join the world government. And Harold like tells, finally like orders Loki to like eat the legendary devil fruit as soon as possible, to like, because that will help Loki to like give him the boost to like able to fight Harold and like eventually kill him and stop his rampage. And he tells Loki that to you tell all the people of Elbaf what a fool of a king he was, and to like use this as a chance to like improve his image to the Elbaf people. You know, Harold like wants Loki to like stop himself and become a hero for Elbaf and lead Elbaf after like ending him. And Harold like finally ends his speech by saying that his reputation means nothing to him. Like the only thing he cares about is the well-being of Elbaf as a whole. You know. Bro, like this is like sad to see. And at that moment we see like King Harald having a click in his mind, and this like shows that like Emu is taking full control over him. And he ends his speech by saying, please Loki, you're the only one who can do it. And we see a massive burst of Conqueror's Haki burst from Moro's castle, and we see King Harald again, like he's now fully under Emu's control, and he is like continuing to slaughter all the giant guards inside the castle. And yeah, like so King Harald was the one who actually like slaughtered 100 giants inside the castle. So this is crazy, bro. And we see Harold, all the giants are like getting slashed apart by King Harald. And it's insane. Some of these panels were like all the giants, some of the giants even pierce through King Harald's neck, they go through his chest, they like they're all like jumping on him, but it's still doing no damage to him because he's like quickly regenerating because of Emu's immortality. You know, it's insane, bro. Like, and he's like telling, he is now fully under Emu's control, and he's telling that no one shall escape this castle to tell what happened here. And we see the giants like telling the other like surviving giants, injured giants, telling other surviving giants to like escape from the castle as soon as possible. And King Harald like stomps on one of the giants' face who was already injured on the floor, bro. It's insane, bro. Like bro is like completely under Emu's control, as he says, I will give this country over to Emu. And we see like Jarul like telling Loki to hurry up and go and eat the legendary devil fruit. And we see like Loki like running towards the devil fruit chamber room where the legendary Elbaf fruit is. and Loki is like saying like, why do I have to eat some devil fruit? Then I won't be able to swim anymore. What got into him? He's like a totally different person. So yeah, Loki, bro, he's like still like thinking about the surface level, bro. Like he doesn't actually want to eat the devil fruit because he just wants to swim, bro. Like it's insane, bro. Like anyways, we see that Harold is like now suddenly saying that don't you dare eat it, Loki. That fruit belongs to me. So, bro, like Harold has completely lost his mind right now, and Loki is like shocked. Like you just told me to eat it, and now you're telling me that you want to eat it. What is going on with you, old man? And Loki is like still running away from Harold as like Jarl like stabs King Harold from the back right through his chest, and Jarl tells Harold that if you eat that fruit, it will be the end of the world, Harold. Do it, Loki. And as he tells Loki to like go pursue the fruit as soon as possible. Do it, Loki. Make sure Harold doesn't get that fruit. And we see Harold, like King Harold, turning back and using his sword to like pierce through Jarul's head, and this is the moment where like Jarul gets his sword on his head, and probably this is the reason, like most likely why Jarul lost his memories of the events and what actually happened on the day King Harald died. Maybe that's why he thinks that Loki actually killed King Harald because of the devil fruit, and not he doesn't like remember what actually happened to King Harald and how he got like possessed by Emo. And King Harold says that you gave me that blade years ago, Harold. Now you can have it back. This is funny, bro. Like the way Harold is talking, bro, his mouth is closed, but it's very weird, bro. Like I don't understand. His mouth is closed, but he's still talking, bro. Like I don't know how is it an inner monologue or like it's just like everyone can hear what Harold is saying, even though Harold is not actually talking with his mouth, bro. It's weird, bro. Anyways, we see that Loki running off to eat the devil, and as soon as possible, and we see other guards are like blocking King Harold so that he doesn't like get to like stop Loki and eat the devil himself. And right at that moment, we see Shanks and Gaban arriving at the scene, and they manage to like pierce King Harold, but he quickly like again regenerates, and they're like shocked to see what is actually transpiring in the castle, and they have realized that it is too late, and like there is no saving King Harold right now, bro. Like and we see like Jarul like is shocked to see Gaban here, and Gaban is asking Jarul like what's happened to you, and Jarul like says that the helmet saved my life. So yeah, man, I wonder what like prompted Jarul to like lose all his memories. And bro, Gaban, bro, I have something about Gaban to say here, bro. Remember in chapter 1152, Gaban like said it in a way that he doesn't actually know what happened to King Harold on that day. But bro, like they were literally on the scene, bro. I don't know, bro. Like it doesn't make sense. Did they also lose their memories from that day? I don't understand, bro. This is very confusing because the way Gaban was talking about Loki and King Harold in chapter 1152, right before the flashback started, it sounded as if like Gaban actually didn't know like what happened on that day. Maybe he was not there, and made it sound like he arrived at the scene after like Loki finished off Harold. But no, like he actually saw what actually happened from the like get go. Like he saw like King Harold like killing all the guards, and Shanks was also there, bro. Like. Bro, it's insane. I don't know. Something is missing from here, bro. We need more details about what actually happened on that day. And we see like Shanks and Gaban, like it's insane to see like Shanks fighting with like two arms, bro. Like it's super cool, bro. Like I waited so long to like see. It's always a great sight to like see Shanks in action, Like we rarely get to see him, bro. Like it's insane. We see Gaban with his axes and Shanks with his sword. And Shanks' sword, bro. Like it's crazy, bro. Like. It's longer, it's so long, bro. Like it's almost the size of himself, And I wonder where the red hair pirates are at this point, because we didn't see them at Mauritia. It makes sense we didn't see them on Mauritia because they won't be allowed there. But in Albath, I don't know, man. Was Shanks like doing all these side quests by himself, like leaving his crew out at sea? It's insane, bro. Like I wish. I wish we get some glimpses of the red hair pirates during this flashback, because I want to know like more about Ben Beckman, Yasop, Lucky Rouge, about them more, It's insane. Anyways, we like continue with the interaction between Shanks, Gaban, and arriving at the scene and seeing like King Harold like getting like possessed by Emo, and we see that everyone is like telling King Harald to like stop it. Then Jarl like tells Shanks and Gaban to like not let Harald go after Loki. And Gaban is finally realizing what Shanks actually said back at his house. And Shanks is like telling Harold, look around you, come to your senses. And bro, like Harold says it, ah, Shanks, this undying body is a wonderful thing. I feel superior to all other life. And Shanks is like, damn it, is there any way to break control over him? And at that moment, we cut away to the scene where Loki has finally managed to get to the room where the legendary Elba Bell fruit is. And bro, like this is insane. And this is exactly like a redrawn panel from chapter 1152 where we saw someone arriving at the room, and it's confirmed that it's actually Loki who was in the room. And Loki sees the legendary devil fruit, and we see Ragnar, Loki's the hammer Loki uses right now. And we see the Ragnar behind the devil fruit treasure chest, and it like suddenly like starts attacking Loki, you know, like it's insane by itself, bro. Like it's crazy. It makes a quick sound, and suddenly like it zips through the air and like almost tries to like take off Loki's head in one single swing, and that's the end of the chapter, bro. Like it's insane. And bro, like this Ragnar, bro, like what the hell, man? Like Ragnar is moving on its own. Like does Ragnar have like a devil fruit of its own, bro? Like it's insane, bro. Like what's happening here, bro? Like will Loki like actually eat the devil fruit, bro? I can't wait for the next chapter, man. Like thankfully there is no break from Oda, and we might get an early chapter next week, but there is a chance that we might have to wait because it's actually a break from Shonen Jump, but Oda does not have a break. But if I remember correctly, like we had the chapter like early last year as well. We had early leaks and early chapter. The official chapter was released a week later, but I think we might get a chapter next week. So I'm super hyped to see what happened next, bro. Like, and what's happening with Ragnar? Like, did this hammer eat a devil fruit? Like, and bro, like it's insane, bro. Like Shanks and Gaban in action, bro. They were also like having. They were also fought to King Harald. You know, like it's insane, bro. Like. Imagine, bro, like Loki, bro. Like Loki is now going to tame like this Ragnar, and then most likely he will also eat the legendary devil fruit inside the chest, bro. Like this, the power scaling is about to go through the roof next chapter. So just get ready for that, bro. Like, and bro, like that's the end of the chapter. And guys, thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.